I want to thank particularly Professors Davis and Boland, who were gastroenterologists. They actually wrote a textbook on physical examination that also inspired me and led to my thinking about writing my own textbook on physical examination, which is what I ended up doing. So I'm a gastroenterologist. I'm a neurogastroenterologist. I'm interested in nerve and muscle or diseases of nerve and muscle dysfunction in the intestinal tract. But my work has morphed from clinical and epidemiological to more basic science. We're interested in inflammation and the microbiome and how they shape unexplained GI disease. And we've identified inflammatory processes that are in place in some of these unexplained disorders. We've identified potential microbial factors that drive some of these disorders. And that work is leading to new approaches to therapy, diagnosis and therapy, which we hope it very soon will start to change practice. So a very exciting area of research, and it's wonderful to have been a contributor to those areas of research. And by the way, these disorders affect, 10 to 20% of Australians. So these are hugely common problems. My proudest achievement is training others. Seeing people you've trained progress in their careers and become professors themselves, that's probably the proudest sort of moments I can think of during my career, because the training of others is really part of what we must do, and it's an extension of the kind of work that one does oneself. Building resilience is a complicated paradigm, but what I think's important to realise is you're not alone. Go and talk to others. Make sure you do that, particularly in the difficult times, because there will be difficult times. And others will listen, and if you reach out, people will definitely support you. So always remember that. I tell the students who listen to me that, look, they're teaching you a lot here in medical school, and remember, at least half of it is wrong, except for anatomy. At least half of it's wrong, except we don't know which half, and we really don't. So you've got to remember this. Our knowledge is continuing to change all the time. I worked in a plastics factory when I was right at the end of school, between school and uni. There weren't enough money to support myself. It was the worst job I've ever done. It was quite well paid. But I remember the first day they said, "Well, don't cut your finger off as you do this procedure." I'm thinking, "Oh, great!" And I remember as I was doing the repetitive tasks, and it was incredibly repetitive and boring. I remember thinking, I have just got to get through uni. I do not want to work in a plastics factory like this, for the rest of my life. It really was difficult. And I worked in the post office. It was the opposite problem in the post office. There was almost not enough to do. And so I was incredibly bored. It was easy, but I was bored. So I remember thinking, I don't want to be bored. I want to be challenged. I want to be stimulated. I want to do things that are interesting. And I don't want to sit around and just pass the time. I want to use the time I have. It's a wonderful feeling to have won the award. Being recognised by your university where you went to medical school, my alumnus, is the highest honour I can think of. So it's just spectacular. It's just lovely to be back on campus as well, and it just feels great. I'm overwhelmed, actually. I've won other awards, but this is the most important I can think of.